Mr. Smythe raises a good point, and while the opponents say they don't believe there's market failure, there's market choice, in economic parlance, a market failure is when there's a perfect substitute for a product and for whatever reason isn't being used. In this case, you have a perfect substitute for an incandescent light bulb. It can save consumers money, it can save energy, yet it's not being used. And the simple reason is, if you've been around this as much as I have the last several months, you will continue to hear the same comments and questions and concerns. They don't come in a variety of shapes. They don't come in a variety of styles. They don't come in dimmable. They don't come in three-way. We even managed to dig up, and Lord knows where we got it, a bug lamp for your porch so that your compact fluorescent light won't attract bugs. You hear they don't go on instantly. Come to my office. I'll show you how instantly they go on. We have taken many people through my office, and we have 3 identical desk lamps set up in there, and we put 3 different bulbs in those lamps, and we ask people to tell us which one's your favorite and which one is the incandescent. And the vast majority, 99% of the people, and that's not an exaggeration, can't pick out the incandescent and often tell us their favorite one is a compact fluorescent, specific type of compact fluorescent, this one as a matter of fact. That's why I think this legislation is necessary at present. I certainly will work with Mr. Huffman in the industry to try and improve all lighting standards. We have seen steps taken in that regard. Currently, LED lights are in widespread common usage. Everybody sees them every day and nobody realizes it. Most traffic signals throughout the state of California are LED lights. They use far less energy, so local governments ended up making that switch. Let consumers stand in the store in front of a display of lights and they buy what they've always bought. Because in the back of their mind, they think of all those things that they've heard about compact fluorescents, or perhaps they had one bad experience and they don't want to buy it. And perhaps in some stores, the initial price of a compact fluorescent is more than the incandescent. And they know that maybe it's good for the environment, but I've got to suffer to do it. And that's the point of this bill and the point of most of the energy efficiency programs that the state of California has undertaken. We're not asking people to sacrifice. We're not rationing the hours of light. We don't have the light bulb police going door to door. We're not rationing the number of lights or bulbs you can own. We're simply saying where the marketplace isn't taking care of this, as evidenced by the vast amount of money consumers can save, and I know there's somebody in the audience today who, every time we talk about this, likes to tell me, yeah, as soon as I started talking about it, he changed all the bulbs in his house and his energy bill went down over $100 immediately the next month, and that was from December to January, so it wasn't as if it was a climate change in the seasons. That's the purpose of this bill. I think there are other things we can do in efficiency standards with lights to make sure that not just general service incandescent, but all lighting is achieving maximum efficiency for California. Because before I ask a ratepayer to shell out the billions of dollars necessary to build a power plant or build a transmission line, I also want to make sure we're asking all Californians to do their share in using the energy that we have today as smartly as possible. Not doing without the energy, but just using what you have in a much more efficient way. And if you can get the same amount of light from 8 watts as you can from 65 watts, then we ought to be doing that. I ask for an aye vote.